Hey everybody, Cloud8 back with you, taking a look at part 2 now of our series, taking a look at Ultimate General Gettysburg. In the first part we talked about some of the generic ideas of the game, the controls, the interface, the menu, the graphic settings, and a little general background information on the game and the developer, who is the Darth Mod, the guy behind the creation of Darth Mod for Empire Total War. So his big thing was AI, and so this is going to be our first look at how the AI performs. Now again, if you don't recall from the first video, I did select the lowest, well, maybe not the lowest, but one of the lower difficulty levels. So again, if you think, oh man, this isn't really that tough, it's probably because I was just kind of a chicken and went with the slightly less aggressive and less competent artificial intelligence that Darth has put into his game. But that being said, we're heavily outnumbered right now. We're General Buford's cavalry division on the first day of the battle, early in the morning on the 1st of July. And our goal, as we said last time, is to hold these ridges to the northwest of Gettysburg. So we won't belabor it too much. We'll go ahead and get started with our plan. So I think I'm going to use my cavalry to kind of scout the edges of the battlefield and make sure we're not getting surprised by anything. So I'll go ahead and do that. The battery, I want to fall back a little bit to get him up on top of this hill. And then I think gamble skirmishers are in a good position. Not a lot of cover on the top of this hill, but position-wise, good. Gamble skirmishers, they're out in the open. There's no need for them to be this far advanced. We just need to slow the rebels down until General Reynolds comes in with his first corps with the Iron Brigade. So hopefully we can make some use of those guys. And again, I'm thinking this river is going to slow the Confederates down. So let's pull these guys back and put them on the high ground. And Buford will stay here to kind of give a morale boost to his troops. So let's go ahead and play that. And then I didn't talk about this earlier, but the time advances as we go. It's pausable real time, and then the green bar fills up. And when it fills up to the end, unless like one of these points is being contested, that will be the end of the battle. So that's our timer, if you will. So we'll tell these guys to halt now, and you can see he's firing his solid shot to not a huge amount of effect. It's not the deadliest ammunition that the artillery has, but it is the longest range. So Devon skirmishers, I just hold tab, or I can hold the middle mouse button too, I always forget, and that changes like the rotation of the units. So now you can see we talked about cover, so now he's back in this brush area, which is given him almost twice the cover he had out in this open field, and that's what we're looking for. So let's see if we can't slow these guys down. So the Caliph's battery has done 3 damage. You said 1,200 in Archer's brigade. Now there's 1,197. So 3 guys got taken out by Caliph and his hotshot battery there. So have them fall back a little bit more because honestly I don't want them to be engaged. One of my first test plays, I let them get shot up pretty bad, and honestly they're the only artillery we've got right now. So let's keep them safe, huh? Maybe we can switch to shell. Do a little bit more. Yeah, so you can see that's going to do a little bit more damage. Now the Confederates are bringing up their artillery as well, which we might be able to harass if we move up far enough. Now we've got some main engagements. Davis's brigade. I think we can tell Caliph, hey, target them with canister. Let's see if he can do a number on them. And there's your reload rate that we talked about earlier. Let's see if Caliph can really put the hurt on Davis with some canister shot. Might be too short of a range, isn't quite there. We'll switch to shell, see if he can do that. There he goes. We'll just give him an auto command. Alright, so let's not get too far out of whack here. I wonder, so now I'm gonna use these guys and charge Zimmerman's battery and see if I can't get some of these Confederate guns out of commission. You can see here comes Archer charging the open field, because that's where his advantage lays. And Caliph gives him the canister shot, which is just mowing his guys down. We might need to start falling back a little bit. Caliph intelligently falling back as well. The vedettes, if we can just keep harassing them. Archer's pressing his advantage. So yeah, we can see up here, Devon has pushed Zimmerman's battery back. I really want to get in here, and I don't like Archer making that much progress. I don't really want to surrender the high ground yet either. Alright, it's time to pull these guys back. So there's Heath's skirmishers too. And he's in amongst Caliph's battery, which isn't really what we were looking for. So Archer had to turn around and kind of fend off Gamble's scouts. I'll move these guys back. So, aggressive move by the Confederates. Probably the right move, honestly. Heath's skirmishers are giving me some trouble again, getting in there amongst Caliph's battery, which is not ideal at all. But I think if we can move Devon's skirmishers and the rest of Buford's brigade back to Oak Ridge, I think we've kind of lost, and there's really no point in us contesting this too much, other than to slow them down. It's just not a strong position, so we'll fall back here. You can see these contour lines closely spaced together. That's a pretty steep ridge, but the plus side, General Wadsworth's men are coming in. So we've got some reinforcements coming. We just need to hold out a little bit longer. Skirmishers do always run, too. That's just the way that their unit works. Their unit type, I should say. Having a hard time disengaging. So here's our first set of reinforcements coming up. First Corps, here's Major General John Reynolds, the guy that was unfortunately killed early on in the battle, and some of his troops coming up. So we've got Cutler's brigade of 1,500 men, and this should give a nasty surprise to Harry Heath. We've also got, that we should be seeing coming up here soon, yep, the Iron Brigade. That's another 1,400 troops. Seasoned Union veteran troops there. So, morale not real great, understandably. Poor guys took a bit of a beating. Again, we just really need to hold a little bit longer. So if we can't move Cutler over here, that's maybe not the best positioning, but get him going. We'll kind of keep our scouts out on the flank. Okay, we've got Buford. So they're in really good cover right now. Caliph, I'm just going to put him on top of the hill. He's back on auto, that's fine. Let's see, who else did we have? Oh, these skirmishers. So they're taking a beating, you can see. That's kind of why they're flashing that color there. The Iron Brigade we'll put right there. And Cutler. The Confederates pressing pretty hard. Halt there, set up your battery. We need your We need your guns. It is not time to retreat. We don't need you to retreat. I know it's tough, but I need you to hold. Alright, General Robinson's division comes to reinforce. They're way down there. So Davis making a pretty hefty push. Looks like we've kind of chased off Archer now that Cutler's here. We really need to move in and get going though. We can see the beginnings of our other reinforcements coming in. Alright, Caliph is taking a pretty hefty beating. I can't even... These guys are pretty much routed. And the Confederates have taken Oak Ridge, which isn't surprising, really. Let's see if we can't chase off Archer and try to flank him. We are flanking him with Devon's skirmishers, but the problem is they're kind of exposed to a lot of the artillery fire, which I'm trying to chase off. Heath brings up the rest of his forces. They have a full division on the battlefield. So let's kind of press Archer with the Iron Brigade. So here comes some more reinforcements. We've rallied Gamble's skirmishers, so now Buford, go take command over there. See if you can't push back Archer, and then Cutler. We'll just keep pressing. What do we got coming in? Okay, so we've got two more brigades. Paul, we'll put him over here, and Baxter, we'll put up here. Reason being, yeah, this is 1,000 victory points. I'd like to get it back, but this is 2,500, and I don't want to lose that. And I saw Pettigrew coming in. We can shift as required, but I don't want to lose this. So initially, we'll take Baxter, which is the smaller of the two brigades, back over there, and then Paul will come support Cutler. All right, Gamble, you can set, or not Gamble, Caliph, you can set up there. Cutler, not the greatest cover. Alright, let's see if we can't get some... Can we do shell? Yeah, we can do shell. Alright, Reynolds, get in there. Oops. Reynolds, get in there and support your men. I think I unclicked some of my movement there. Our Devon skirmisher is holding fairly strong considering. There goes Archer. So now let's use the... In the meantime we can... he's not completely chased off, but we'll see if we can't use the Iron Brigade to support Cutler's troops. I think once we get Paul into action as well, we should be good. Yeah, you can see Davis is kind of losing the high ground. If we can take that back, that would be great. Now you can see here's Brockenborough and Pettigrew. So we really need to hurry up and take that ground back, so we can tell Paul, you need to hustle. We've got Davis on the run, and that's an opportunity we can't really let fall through the cracks. Switch him back to auto. Now by telling Paul to run, we are using up his condition more quickly, but I think it's, in this case, worth it. Alright, well, vedettes, you don't need to be into the fight quite that bad. Alright, the Iron Brigade should hold. Heath's skirmishers we got him on the run there. Devon's skirmishers, make sure you don't get too badly beat up. Again, early on here we're suffering from a shortage of artillery, I think. See if I can get Caliph back in the game. 330 men killed by these skirmishers, you know, they're proving their worth, I think. Cutler's not really in the game yet. I'm not sure why this hasn't changed back to at least contested. Really just keeping my eyes open out there. See, again, I feel like this should be at least contested. So they're tired. Morale's not great. More rebel artillery coming in, so we're really outgunned. I feel like we should be getting more guns, and I just don't know. Haven't really seen that. So now we've at least taken it. It's neutral. We're winning it. Rebel artillery coming in down below that hill, so we're not hit by it. So now we've taken back Oak Ridge, but here comes Pettigrew, right? And we might be able to slow him down, but we're really... let's see if we can... These guys are still not super strong. Davis not in a good position. I think Paul is in a pretty good position to hold. His troops are kind of worn down. So Caleb's back in the fight a little bit now, and I wonder if it's maybe time to move Baxter to the other flank. I think the Iron Brigade can hold this flank. Now if we take Baxter and march him around to support Paul, I think that's our best bet. Fall back with Buford's troops. They're not going to be able to hold Pettigrew regardless, so... Archers taking a beating. General Doubleday's division comes to reinforce. Okay, here's our artillery. And as we're a little over halfway through the battle, looks like... Alright, so we need... Here's the majority, it seems like, of the Confederate artillery. They're strong here on the right. That's concerning. Baxter's in good condition, though. I think he is going to be a good enough support up in here in this little brush area. And then Gamble's skirmishers maybe we can hold for just a little bit. We'll take Buford back down here, and also the skirmishers. Okay, so Stuart, we need guns. So here we've got battery. So let's put these first two batteries up on the hill, Seminary Ridge, next to Caliph, and then Stevens. Maybe let's see. That's kind of a convoluted way of going, but we'll put him up by the Pennsylvania College and this battery as well, and see if we can't staunch the flow of the rebels coming through there. And then we've got one more. Let's see, where do we want to do with him? Maybe put him up here on the high ground. Iron Brigade's in good cover. Move Reynolds over a little bit. Yep. Pull them back from that artillery. So Pettigrew not being very aggressive. They should just go take this. It's basically undefended. I don't know what they're doing kind of sitting there. They don't need to run the whole way, I guess. Maybe that was a mistake. Artillery coming up should help us quite a bit. I don't know about my placement of these batteries over here, if that's going to work for us or not, but... Alright, so halt. Decent cover. Might end up just being a bit of an artillery duel. Buford's boys fall back. Baxter's engaging, he's doing alright. Paul, tired, looks like, but holding. Good, really good cover up on top of this hill. And with Reynolds' morale support and then Hall's battery coming up, I think they're going to be hard to dislodge. Cooper Pender's 3 brigades have been spotted on the Chambersburg Pike, so he's got more. Oh, I did not see these guys coming in. Alright, so the Bucktail Brigade, reinforcement on our right flank. Oh, yeah, it looks like those guys can hit Pettigrew. What do we want to do with Biddle? I think with Biddle, let's just hold him here as kind of a strategic reserve kind of thing. Or a tactical reserve, maybe. Yeah, I think maybe what they're trying to do is outflank us and take, the 500 victory points. Not a big deal at the end of the day. Um, but I would at least send, now that they've got the troops, they're not pushing the center very hard. So if I was them, I would at least get up here and get that. Seems to me. So is this... Can we target Pettigrew with this battery? I feel like they're not doing much. Hall's in the fight at least. There goes Stewart. Not sure why Cooper's not shooting. Hall's doing some work, Cutler's doing some work. Iron Brigade's not really being pressed. Maybe I can slide over Cooper's artillery. Looks like the battle's about to end here around noon. Maybe just a little bit after noon. I think we held all the ground we wanted to hold. I feel fairly comfortable with everything. Still got a strategic reserve with Biddle here. They're pressing the center pretty hard. Got like 3 or 4 brigades working, but Paul's just in such good cover up here, and Cutler as well. And with Hall and now hopefully Cooper joining the fight, that's a strong force to try to have to dislodge. Bucktail hit the flank of Pettigrew here. And that really just, he didn't like that. So here goes our batteries finally getting into the fight. The battle has been delayed, and you can see that's, I think, just because of the strong contesting forces here at one of the major victory points on Oak Ridge. I think that's what causes that to happen. So there, we lost Oak Hill. I think we can retake it though, because Pettigrew's basically just running. Again, not super worried about 500 victory points, but hey, if we can hold it, so much the better. Baxter up on this hill. I have to move in there and, no kidding, take it. Baxter's brigade's pretty tired. Bucktail's a little bit more fresh. when these two units hit the flank of Davis, I think he's gonna break and run. Iron Brigade's completely rested. Should probably move them up a little bit, get them into the fight, maybe a little bit more. I like having, I'm comfortable having this reserve, though. I like that. So, I think that's fine. Oh, you can see Scales charging, I think. He's also wavering, though. Man, if we could get another volley off, that'd be great. Yep, right into the... Oh, man. That's brutal. A little bit of hand-to-hand going on. Bucktail will be supporting Baxter, though. Although, I wouldn't be surprised if Baxter maybe... If he holds good on him... it looks like he is. Holding in the face of Scales' charge there, which is tough. That's tough. Like we talked about, the Confederates have a better melee attack. So, I'll tell you what, that being said, we've got some pretty heavy Confederate forces moving up. We'll put a cut in here, and we'll see you next time and see how the whole battle turns out with a little delay that we've got going on. So until then, game on and fly safe.